I mean, you're halfway there.
You're halfway there.
You're halfway there. And because if you don't get that half, I don't care what you do, you're not going to get the other half.
No, you're not. It's
right?
an uphill battle. Yeah, it's true.
Let me ask you this from your book here. I got to get it in the camera here. Game Changer. I'm trying to get. I should have it in this hand. There we go. Trying to get it. There we go. There it is. What are some of the things of advice that when someone reads this book, they're going to get out of it?
So it's the way that it worked for me, right? But it can also work for them. I made it into a workbook where you see at the end of the chapter, you have stuff that you could write down.
Right.
Most of us have a lot of ideas in our heads. Most of us don't write down our goals. I'm always on my phone. I always have my notes and I always write things down because, we're forgetful or we get so much in between and so much going on, right? So I always write things down that I want. I want to have this, or I want to do this. I want to accomplish that. I made the book for that reason. So whatever chapter in the book, right, you feel like it's touching, like it's talking to you, right. It started there. I talk about my addictions. I talk about the reason why I made the book was to tell my story and also to tell people, hey, listen, I messed up when I got into the car business. If I would have chose the right way, I would have way been ahead, but everything happens for a reason. I don't question it. It's the reason why God made it that way. And now it's like for me to talk about it, right? So maybe this was the reason why it happened. So other people don't go through the same thing. So I put that there because, in the car business, there's drugs, there's this and that, there's bad influence, right? So you can go either way. You could be that GM that makes a lot of money, but he goes and blows out the check every Friday. You know what I mean? Because you have an addiction or whatever. And I'm not here to preach perfect because none of us are ever going to be perfect. And we all struggle with something every day. But I wanted the book to show people that, look, if I made it, man, this far, and I feel like I'm only getting started, you can do it too, but just some people don't value themselves enough, to show that, like, look, like you're worth a lot more than you think, you'll impact people a lot more. And I noticed it, right, man. We're supposed to be the light. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I noticed when I was reading it, here's an interesting thing. You said you have to be what you believe in. Yeah. And I underlined that, and it just kind of hit me, and I think part of it is about who you're meant to be passionate about it.
Yeah.
But I think so many of us, so many times, don't believe in what we're doing.
Agree. Or we get discouraged of what people is going to think about us.
Right.
What they're going to say if they see us on camera or, call you names, right? They call me all kinds of names, crazy, clown, this, that. I don't care about that, don't.
Well, the interesting thing is even though if you're not doing something right, you're not going to get any haters.
This is true.
I mean, it's sad that that's the case.
Yeah.
But for those of you that are listening to this, and when, again, you should read his book, and he's got some phenomenal ideas in there. Plus, it's a great story of, going from nothing to something and then back out again and coming back even stronger.
Yeah.
And you need to realize you're not, a lot of dealerships are afraid to do certain things because they don't want to ruffle someone's feathers.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times over the years we have let's say a particular mailer we've created, and the thing is killing. And, so a dealer will call me up or whatever, hear about it and call me, and I show it to them and they're like, oh, I can't do that. That's too strong. What do you mean it's too strong? You want to sell some cars? Oh, I might get somebody mad at me. Yeah, and you might sell some cars. Now, I'm not saying, because we don't want to lie to anybody. We don't want to, do anything, that kind of thing.
Right.
But let's be straight about this. If people weren't enticed, here's the thing that I've learned over the years. People want a stupid deal.
Yep.
They want to pay nothing for the car.
Yep.
They want a payment of zero.
Mm-hmm.
And they want $1 million for their trade.
That's right.
Now, we all know you can't do that.
Right.
And they know you can't do that.
Of course.
But if you don't let them at least think part of that, they won't come in.
That's right.
I mean, and so unfortunately, a lot of states knock the heck out of that. Now, some guys have gone overboard. They've gone too crazy and went too far. And
10,000 for the clunkers. That's a little ridiculous.
You're like, oh my, come on, man, what do you do, man? Because you're hurting the rest of us when you're doing that kind of stuff.
You really are.
But when you get people to come in, you can't be afraid. Here's the thing that I learned a long time ago. When I do a mailer, if somebody doesn't call up and say, take me off your mailing list, or how could you send me such a thing, or something to that effect, I know the mailer stinks.
Correct.
Because what happens is everybody has what's in them, and they have what's in them at that moment. So when I push that button, out's going to come whoever they are at that moment, right?
That's right. That's
so
right.
If you're an angry SOB and I go bink, you're going to come rah, 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 rah.
Yep.
And if I push that button, and you're a nice person or whatever, another thing's going to come out. Yep. But if there's nothing to trigger anything, it's going to hit and drop. It's not going to do anything.
Not going to do anything.
It's got to create an emotion. And if nobody calls up, I mean, I've had guys. One of the funniest ones was one of my dealers called me. He goes, "You got to come see this thing. You're not going to believe this." I come over to the guy sent a professor sends this letter back that we did.
Right.
And it's redlined all over the place, telling me how my grammar's no good and this. And we're like, you don't get it. It's advertising. Right. Well, we got a reaction out of the guy.
Right.
And I'm sure you've had people call you up for some reason that were angry. Right?
Yes.
But now you have an emotion. You got an emotion. And if you can tip that emotion the other way, all of a sudden they love you. And you know what? Maybe I'll buy a new car from you. I'm sure it's happened, right?
Yes, it has.
So, you got to get something out of people. And you got to get
people's attention, David. So I believe if you're not taking cars back, you're not putting enough on the road. I believe if people are not calling you, like you said, take me off your freaking list, because you're spamming me so much, you're not doing enough. You know what I'm saying? So I got that relentless mentality when it comes to either running my dealership, my BDC department is the same way. But some people love that aggressiveness. Some people like, this guy is a go-getter. He's going to make it happen, So people respect. Most of the time they respect and they're like, listen, man, I got to give it to you. You don't stop trying. I always get your mail. I always get your freaking videos. You're spamming my phone and this and that. At the end of the day, guess what? They know my name. They know my name. You're the Patronn guy, right? You're the Patronn guy. Yes, I'm that guy. So they get to even memorize my freaking name. So it's working. You know what I mean?
Right.
People in dealerships don't get that.
Right. And that's
But I also do it strategically. I learn, like right now, right? Elections going on. I'm not advertising on social media right now because for a click is like $80, man. You can't freaking go after Biden and Trump and you think you're going to outbid them. Those guys are spending gazillions of dollars right now to influence people on social media. So guess what? I turned off my ads because I know that right now I'm not going to get the best bang for my buck. Instead of getting it, $15, I'm going to pay $80, $90. So, I also know when to do it. People don't understand that part.
Well, yeah, you have to be strategic. You can't just be stupid.
Yes.
Even like right now when it comes to, like, say, mail. This month and the last month, don't send a postcard that's this size. That's, a 9x12.
Nope.
I learned the hard way.
Yeah.
People look and they might even get stuck to other political junk.
Yep.
And away it goes. So, you have to, no matter what you're doing, you got to be strategic.
You got to be strategic, right? So, and I look at ROI, which one works better than the other, which one performs better. I'll test this video with that video. It's funny because I'll switch the video and the calls just starts ringing like crazy. And all I did was switch the message. You know what I mean?
Right.
So most guys, they put the ad out and like, oh, it didn't work. Pay attention if it works. I'll switch it up and I'll try this one on Facebook or I'll try this one on YouTube and I'll get better return on YouTube. I'll turn this one off and I'll go crazy on YouTube. You know what I mean?
Well, you have to monitor what you're doing
Yes.
And you can't be afraid. You can't do one thing one time and go, that didn't work.
Right.
Okay. So even if it didn't work, now you know what doesn't work.
Correct. Tweak it. You got to tweak it.
Try something else, tweak it again.
Yep. Until you get it right.
We're almost out of time. Is there any kind of like final message that you would, or inspirational thing that you would say to other dealers out there or all over the country?
Look, the one thing I'm going to say about 2020 is that most people were afraid of dying in 2020, but they also forgot to live. Okay?
Yeah.
That's a deep one, you know? They also forgot to live. I'm having my best year in 2020. I'm about to become partner here. Okay? Not managing partner at Sunrise Chevrolet.
That's fantastic.
I crushed it in 2020. I said it almost a year ago that I'm going to get rid of the people, the negative people around me that drain me. Get rid of those drainers. Get rid of those people that are just costing you so much energy. And you see, you know, but most people don't believe in themselves. You got to believe in yourself, just like it says on the book, right? Be passionate about what you do. And who cares what people think, man? It could be the best thing that's going to happen. Most people don't stay because of the consistency. I'm all about consistency. You see my videos every single day, and you'll continue to see them every single day because those videos also do good for me, man. They're good for me. You know, I watch them and I motivate myself. If you can't be self-motivated, how are you going to motivate other people?
Right.
So do what works. And if it's working for you, I respect your hustle, you know, but don't knock on mine because this is what works for me. I'm having a record hug, man. I'm going to kill it. 2020, the best year in the car business. In a pandemic. You tell me, David. You tell me. Is it a mindset thing? Or is it just, oh, it's COVID, I'm just going to ride it out? No, man. Screw that. Mindset. I'm going to kill it no matter what. Opportunities, there's so many opportunities right now in the automotive industry that are coming left and right. And if you're not ready, prepare. If you're not mentally prepared, it's going to just pass you by. 08 happened. I didn't have any money in 08. All right. You know how many millionaires were made in 08 for the recession? So I'm not going to let that happen again in this recession that's happening right now, because it is. So whatever happens, listen, whoever wins, it is what it is. We know who's really in control, right? Who the real king is. So you understand what I'm saying? So you got to do what you got to do. That's for you, man, at the end of the day.
That's great advice. And I wish we could keep talking here, but one of the things that I try and do is I put 30 minutes and I try and respect that as close as I can.
No, you're disciplined. I know how you are, man.
Again, I want to remind everyone that we're going to be doing a replay on this shortly. For those who didn't make it on this, for those that you did, we really appreciate you coming.
Yes.
And we will be on our YouTube channel. It's the Car Business, our podcasts, which are also on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. We'll be sending that out along with, for those of you, we'll be sending a replay, and I'm going to put a link in there of Rudy's book. So it'll go right to Amazon for him, and I recommend that you get it. Rudy, again, I want to thank you for coming on our show.
Anytime.
It's been a real pleasure. You and I will be in touch soon. And
yes, I can't wait to meet you, man.
Yeah, for sure. So this has been great. I wish we didn't have to get off, but what are you going to do? We got to go work, right?
We got to sell cars, Dave. We got to sell cars.
All right. Well, listen, again, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Always.
And again, everyone, thank you for tuning in. We'll have more coming very soon from It's in the Car Business.
Let's do it.
Thanks, Rudy.
All right, bud.
Patronn.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. I'll see you, man.
All right.
Thank you for watching. You can tune in on future episodes on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcast, and iHeartRadio. You're listening to and watching It's the Car Business.